Russia looks powerful on the map, vast and intimidating, stretching across Europe and Asia in a way that suggests absolute strength. From a distance, size alone creates the illusion of power, but geography tells a different story. Russia is the largest country on Earth, extending across 11 time zones and 2 continents. Yet enormous scale does not automatically translate into safety or strategic comfort. In reality, size often creates exposure. Russia's core remains unusually open, unusually reachable, and difficult to defend over time. Most of Russia is flat, with no surrounding oceans to shield its heartland. There are no continuous mountain chains or natural barriers capable of stopping large-scale movement. From Eastern Europe through Central Asia, the land remains open and uninterrupted. Where movement is easy, defense becomes costly, complex, and permanent. Long before modern politics existed, Russia's geography itself created fear and insecurity. For centuries, invasions followed the same natural routes across the European plain and the southern steppes. These routes required no innovation or strategy. They simply existed, waiting to be used again and again. Armies rarely struggled to enter Russian territory. Once inside, they struggled to survive the immense distances ahead. Without natural borders to stop threats at the edge, Russia learned a harsh lesson early in its history. If geography cannot stop an enemy, distance must absorb the impact. Space became the shield, and depth became survival. This is why buffer zones became essential, not as ambition, but as protection. To understand this mindset, one must look west. The European plain stretches from Western Europe directly toward Moscow with no major natural obstacles. There are no mountain chains here and no rivers wide enough to halt large armies. Defense in this region requires early warning, and early warning requires distance. To the south, geography offers little relief. Wide steppe terrain favors movement rather than protection, creating constant exposure. Security in these regions demands constant presence, constant resources, and constant vigilance. Geography becomes a permanent cost. To the east, distance replaces defense. Siberia appears powerful on a map, but size is deceptive. It is difficult to supply, difficult to populate, and difficult to control. Instead of strength, Siberia becomes burden. Many believe winter saved Russia from invasion. Winter slowed armies, but distance destroyed them. Supply lines stretched too far, logistics collapsed, and coordination failed. Geography quietly did the real work. Beyond land, the sea presents another limitation. Russia lacks reliable warm water ports, and many coastlines freeze for long periods each year. Other routes are constrained by narrow straits that are easy to block and easy to control. Without open seas, global reach remains limited. Russia therefore remains a land power by necessity. Land power is defensive, slow to maneuver, and expensive to maintain. Maritime powers project influence outward, while land powers react inward. This difference creates permanent strategic anxiety. Every border feels exposed, and every neighbor becomes a calculation. Even modern technology cannot erase these realities. Terrain still shapes logistics, and distance still defines cost. Geography continues to shape outcomes in ways technology cannot undo. Modern Russia responds not to headlines or short-term politics, but to ancient constraints written into the land itself. Expansion is often described as ambition. Geography reveals insecurity. Borders may change over time, and leaders may rise and fall. But geography remains? For Russia, geography has never been an ally. It has always been the enemy.